Hello folks, welcome to NetSec YouTube channel. In this episode, I'm gonna show you interesting update for Google Cloud Platform. The free tier computer engine can use 2 virtual CPU and 1 gig RAM now. On July 20th, I received an email which from Google Cloud Platform to tell me there's an upgrade for my F1 micro VM to E2 micro VM. The F1 micro VM is only have 1 virtual CPU burst and 614 MB RAM. But for E2 micro compute instance, it almost doubled the RAM and doubled the virtual CPU. I'm gonna quickly show you how to integrate Cloudflare with your virtual machine in a GCP. We're gonna install Docker Compose, Nginx, Portainer, and we are gonna also install WordPress. We're gonna using our own domain, which is managed by Cloudflare, to visit our WordPress created in this virtual machine in Google Cloud Platform. There are some limitations for free tier. As you can see, we only can have 1 compute engine, and the E2-micro VM instance type only can be created on those 3 regions, US regions. 30 gig month standard persistent disk, which is enough. 5 GB month snapshot, that's okay. But here is a little bit concern for the website. If you have large volume, then this may be not fit your requirement, because we only have 1 GB network egress from North America to all other regions. But if it's just a small website, which should be enough. So let's start it. One more thing before we start it is the blog post, which has recorded all steps, all commands I'm gonna use in this video. You can follow the steps in this post and copy all the command and paste into your session to finish this setup. I will put the URL into video description. Please check it out. Go to the compute engine after you log into your Google Cloud Platform. Create instance. As I mentioned before, if you have previous first generation VM instance, you're probably using F1-micro type computer instance, which has only 1 virtual CPU, 640 MB memory. Starting from August 1st, you can use E2 type, which you can have 2 virtual CPU and 1 gig memory. So make sure you choose E2-micro, this computer type. You can choose your operating system. I'm using Ubuntu 20.04 LTS version as an example. You may want to allow HTTP, HTTPS. Now you can create. So your instance is ready with external IP 34.122.93.0. Let's take a look. The website is not reachable, but we should be able to get into the console from this browser. So remote access. From now on, all steps gonna be created using this web console. You're gonna get in to root mode. You can check our OS version and maximize it and make the font larger. Now we're gonna follow my blog post step by step to get everything done. So we did system update. So we can see we only have 1 gig RAM, and it might be not enough for us to set up our website. One thing I like to do usually after I did the system update is to create a 1 gig swap disk to increase my small size memory virtual private servers virtual memory from 1 gig to 2 gig. So I'm just copy the command, Ctrl+Shift+V to paste it in. Now we choose 1 to add swap. So we're gonna using 1 gig. If you don't need to reboot your system, then this should work right now. So you get a 1 gig swap right now. After we added the swap, and now we can do is install our Docker and Docker Compose. You can verify your Docker version and your Docker Compose version. Now next step is to install our Portainer. So then we can start in using Portainer to manage our Dockers. Again, copy paste or command in. So Docker Compose and Docker already been installed, Portainer also been installed. Now we need to open port 9000. From our Google Cloud Platform. We're gonna go to our network and Firewall to open port 9000. As you can see, 9000 already been open. If you haven't done that before, you can just add it. Create a firewall rule, add the 9000 port. In this way, we already have that. We can directly type HTTP, your public IP, and then 9000 port to access it. So first time to access your Portainer, you need to put the password in, choose the Docker, and connect to it. So Portainer has been installed. Next couple steps is install WordPress Dockers, also Nginx Dockers. So let's start with Nginx. We're gonna add a new network, so that will make our Nginx configuration much easier. So just choose a name, then driver using the bridge driver, and you can create this network, my bridge. After that, you can go to app template, choose your Nginx, just deploy you need to put a name, my Nginx. Let's edit it, since I would like to have different name. My Nginx. I'm gonna use port 80 and port 443. I also would like to use always restart policy. Now we can deploy the Docker. This one can be removed. Don't forget to remove non-persistent volume as well. So Nginx is ready. You can visit to the public IP to access to it. So next step is to create WordPress. If you go to the bottom of the application template, you will see WordPress. Click on it. We can choose a name, my WP. You need to choose the database root password. Then we just need to deploy the stack. Put in the name, put the database root password. Then you can deploy this stack into your VPS. There are lots of other applications you can deploy through the Portainer application templates menu. Okay, my WP application is ready. We can check the containers. So you can see we have one stack, and we got a total 4 containers. We're gonna make some small changes here. So Portainer 1, right now they join the bridge network. So we want to make sure it also joined the my bridge network, which we created before. Same thing on the my Nginx. I want to make sure join to the my bridge network, and you can leave the bridge network. Same thing on my WP, join my bridge. You can confirm that from my bridge network. 1, 2, 3, 4. So all of them have joined into my bridge network. Looks great. Since we already created our WordPress, the next step we're going to use our own domain to visit our WordPress. At this moment we don't have record yet, so I'm gonna put my WP here, and we're gonna copy the IP address into IPv4 value. And last step is to configure Nginx as reverse proxy. So anything come to mywp.itprosec.eu.org, this domain, we are going to forward it to the mywp web application. So this step gonna be done by my Nginx. So we connect to console. We're gonna create a new configuration file. We need to do system update quickly. You also need to install nano list text edit software so we can edit our configuration. So we create a new mywp.configuration file. So then I'm going to paste in the configuration. This is the configuration I used in my blog post. So here we're going to make the changes. mywp.itprosec. We're going to use our mywp application WordPress _1. Control X. Yes. Save it. Service Nginx. Restart. Perfect. After this step down, we can do testing. mywp. Beautiful. So now we get this WordPress setup wizard. We can create our WP site. You can put your name, and of course you can put any password you want, and install WordPress. So we need to provide our email address. Now you can log in. You can update your plugins. Also you can visit your website. That's all set up for this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Any questions? Drop me an email, drop me a message. I will reply back as soon as possible.